Hello everyone, welcome back to Naysmith Gaming. Today I am here to give you a game to enjoy or be creeped out by, and to give you some questions to think about, if applicable. Though this particular game raises enough of its own questions overall that it sort of does that job for me. So, at the end of last episode, I mentioned a traceback.txt. Traceback, Commander Quantum Server build 2.4, VM runtime build 1.1.6, Doki Doki Literature Club, uncaught runtime exception, game/script ch5, jump exception. Oh geez, I didn't break anything, did I? Hold on a sec, I could probably fix this, I think. Actually, you know what? This would probably be a lot easier if I just deleted her. She's the one making this so difficult. Ha ha ha, well here goes nothing. More to the point, Sayori is now missing entirely. So let's continue. It's an ordinary school day like any other. Mornings are usually the worst, being surrounded by couples and friend groups walking to school together. Meanwhile, I've always walked to school alone. Sayori's been retconned out. I always tell myself it's about time I meet some girls or something like that, but I have no motivation to join any clubs. I'm perfectly content just getting by on the average while spending my free time on games and anime. There's always the anime club, but it's not like there would be any girls in it anyway. School day is as ordinary as ever, and it's over before I know it. After I pack my things, I stare blankly at the wall, looking for an ounce of motivation. Clubs. There really aren't any that interest me. Besides, most of them would probably be way too demanding for me to want to deal with. I guess I have no choice but to start with the anime club. Naysmith! Monica? Oh my goodness, I didn't expect to see you here. It's been a while, right? Yeah it has. Monica smiles sweetly. We do know each other, but we rarely talked, but we were in the same class last year. Monica was probably the most popular girl in class. Smart, beautiful, athletic. Basically completely out of my league. So having her smile at me so genuinely feels a little... What did you come in here for anyway? Oh, I've just been looking for some supplies to use for my club. Do you know if there's any construction paper in here? Or markers? I guess you could check the closet. You're in the debate club, right? Ahaha, about that. I actually quit the debate club. Oh. Really? You quit? Ahaha. Ahaha, here goes nothing? Yeah. That's her tell. Really? You quit? Yeah. Oh, hold on. I want to check something real quick. To be honest, I can't stand all the politics around the major clubs. I was checking to make sure that my microphone was working. It sometimes doesn't load properly for my screen recorder. To be honest, I can't stand all the politics around the major clubs. It feels like nothing but arguing about the budget and publicity and how to prepare for events. I'd much rather take something I personally enjoy and make something special out of it. In that case, what club did you decide to join? Actually, I'm starting a new one. A literature club. Ooh, weird glitch there. Literature? That sounds kind of dull. How many members do you have so far? It's kind of embarrassing, but there are only 3 of us so far. It's really hard to find new members for something that sounds so boring. Well, I can see that. But it's really not boring at all, you know? Literature can be anything. Reading, writing, poetry. I mean, one of my members even keeps her manga collection in the club room. Wait, really? Yeah, it's funny, right? She always insists that manga is literature, too. I mean, she's not wrong, I guess. And besides, a member's a member, right? Did Monica say she? Hey, Naysmith, by any chance, are you still looking for a club to join? I mean, I guess so, but... In that case, is there any chance you could do me a big favor? I won't ask you to join, but If you could at the very least visit my club, it would make me really happy. Please? Well, I guess I have no reason to refuse. Besides, how could I ever refuse someone like Monica? Sure, I guess I could check it out. Ah, awesome! You're really sweet, Naysmith, you know that? It's nothing, really. Shall we go then? I'll look for the materials another time. You're more important. Thus today marks the day I sold my soul to Monica and her irresistible smile. I dejectedly follow Monica across the school and upstairs, a section of the school I rarely visit. Monica, full of energy, swings open the classroom door. I'm back! And I brought a guest with me! Oh! A guest? Seriously? You brought a boy? Way to kill the atmosphere. Don't be so mean, Natsuki. But anyway, welcome to the club, Naysmith. All the words escape me in this situation. This club is full of incredibly cute girls. So let me guess, you're Monica's boyfriend, right? What? No, I'm not. Natsuki. The girl with sour attitude, whose apparently is Natsuki, is one I don't recognize. Her small figure makes her look like a first-year student. Anyway, this is Natsuki, energetic as usual. And this is Yuri, the vice president. It's nice to meet you. Yuri, who appears comparably more mature and timid, seems to have a hard time keeping up with someone like Natsuki. Yeah, it's nice meeting both of you. Ha. When Monica's just comparing their heights a little, even when Monica's in the foreground. So I ran into Naysmith in a classroom and he decided to come check out the club. Isn't that great? Wait, Monica, didn't I tell you to let me know in advance before you brought anyone new? I was going to, well, you know. Sorry. I didn't forget that, but I just happened to run into him. In that case, I should at least make some tea, right? Yeah, that would be great. Why don't you come sit down, Naysmith? And the girls have a few desks arranged to form a table. Yuri walks to the corner of the room and opens the closet. Meanwhile, Monica and Natsuki sit across from each other. Still feeling awkward, I take a seat next to Monica. So, I know you didn't really plan on coming here. We'll make sure you feel right at home, okay? As president of the Literature Club, it's my duty to make the club fun and exciting for everyone. I'm surprised there aren't more people in the club yet. Must be hard to start a new club. You could put it that way. Not many people are very interested in putting out all the effort to start something brand new. Especially when it's something that doesn't grab your attention, like literature. You have to work hard to convince people that you're both fun and worthwhile. That makes school events like the festival that much more important. I'm confident that we can all really grow this club before we graduate. Right, Natsuki? Well, I guess. Natsuki reluctantly agrees. Such different girls, all interested in the same goal. Monica must have really worked really hard just to find these two. Yuri returns to the table carrying a tea set. She carefully places a teacup in front of each of us before setting down a teapot in the middle. You keep a whole tea set in this classroom? Don't worry. The teachers gave us permission. After all, doesn't a hot cup of tea help you enjoy a good book? I guess. Don't let yourself get intimidated. Yuri's just trying to impress you. That's not... Insulted, Yuri looks away. I meant that, you know. I believe you. Well, tea and reading must not be a pastime for me, but at least enjoy tea. I'm glad. Yuri faintly smiles to herself in relief. So, Naysmith, what kinds of things do you like to read? Well, considering how little I've read these past 2 years, I don't really have a good way of answering that. Manga? I mutter quietly to myself, half joking. Natsuki's head suddenly perks up. Looks like she wants to say something, but she keeps quiet. Not much of a reader, I guess. Well, that can change. What am I saying? I spoke without thinking after seeing Yuri's sad smile. Anyway, what about you, Yuri? Well, let's see. Yuri traces the rim of her teacup with her finger. My favorites are usually novels that build deep and complex fantasy worlds. The level of creativity and craftsmanship behind them is amazing to me. And telling a good story in such a foreign world is equally impressive. Yuri goes on, clearly passionate about her reading. She seemed so reserved and timid at the moment I walked in. Well, since the moment I walked in, but it's obvious by the way her eyes light up that she finds her comfort in the world of books, not people. But, you know, I like a lot of things. Stories with deep psychological elements usually immerse me as well. Isn't it amazing how a writer can deliberately take advantage of your own lack of imagination to completely throw you for a loop? Anyway, I've been reading a lot of horror lately. I read a horror book once. I just really grasped something I can relate to at the minimum level. At this rate, Yuri might as well be having a conversation with a rock. Ah, I expected that from you, Yuri. It suits your personality. Oh, is that so? Really, if a story makes me think, or takes me to another world, I really can't put it down. Surreal horror is often very successful at changing the way you look at the world, if only for a brief moment.
Ugh, I hate horror.
Oh, why is that?
Well, I just...
Natsuki's eyes darted over to me for a split second.
Never mind.
That's right, you usually like to write about cute things, don't you, Natsuki?
What? What gives you that idea?
You left a piece of scrap paper behind last club meeting. Looks like you were working on a poem called...
Don't say it out loud! And give that back!
Fine. Natsuki, you wrote your own poems?
Well, I guess sometimes. Why do you care?
I think that's impressive. Why don't you share them sometime?
No,
Natsuki averts her eyes.
you wouldn't like them.
Ah, not a very confident writer yet? I understand how Natsuki feels. Sharing that level of writing takes more than just confidence. The truest form of writing is writing to oneself. You must be willing to open up to your readers, exposing your vulnerabilities and showing even the deepest reaches of your heart. Do you have any writing experience? Do you have writing experience too, Yuri? Maybe if you share some of your work, you can set an example and help Natsuki feel comfortable enough to share hers. I guess it's the same for Yuri. You sit in silence for a moment. Hey, I just got an idea. How about this? Natsuki and Yuri look quizzically at Monika. Let's all go home and write a poem of our own. Then next time we meet, we'll all share them with each other. That way everyone is even. I thought it was a good idea. Well, I think you're right, Monika. We should probably start finding activities for all of us to participate in together. I did decide to go take on the responsibility of vice president after all. I need to do my best to nurture the club as well as its members. Besides, now that we have a new member, it seems like a good step for us to take. Do you agree as well, Naysmith? Hold on, there's still one problem.
What's that?
Now that we've reached the most important topic, I bluntly come forth with what's been on my mind the entire time. I never said I would join this club. Monika may have convinced me to stop by, but I never made any decision. I still have other clubs to look at, and, I lose my train of thought. Oh! Their faces all changed. All three girls stare back at me with dejected eyes. But... I'm sorry, I thought... The girls exchange glances before Monika turns back to me. I guess I need to tell you the truth, Naysmith. The thing is, we don't have enough members yet to form an official club. We need 4, and I've been trying really hard to find new members. If we don't find one more before the festival... I'm defenseless against these girls. How am I supposed to make a clear-headed decision when it's like this? I would feel terrible for letting everyone down in this situation. Besides, the club itself seems pretty relaxed. So if writing poems is the price I need to pay in order to spend every day with these beautiful girls... Right. Okay, I've decided then. I'll join the literature club. One by one, the girls' eyes light up. Oh my goodness, really? You really mean that, Naysmith? Yeah. Could be fun, right? You really did scare me for a moment.
I mean, if you really just left after all this, I would be super pissed.
Naysmith, I'm so happy. We can become an official club now. Thank you so much for this. You're really amazing. I'll do everything I can to give you a great time, okay? Thanks, I guess. Okay, everyone. I think with that, we can officially end today's meeting on a good note. Everyone remember tonight's assignment. Write a poem to bring to the next morning so we can all share. Monika looks over at me once more. Naysmith, I look forward to seeing how you express yourself. Yeah. Can I really impress the class star Monika with my mediocre writing skills? I already feel the anxiety welling up inside me. Meanwhile, the girls continue to chit-chat as Yuri cleans up the tea set. I guess I'll be on my way then. Okay, I'll see you tomorrow then. I can't wait. With that, I depart the club room and make my way home. Hold on, I'm trying to find a spare sheet of paper for the poem minigame that's about to begin. Because I have not forgotten that I promised to actually write all the poems that I select. With that, I depart the club room and make my way home. The whole way, my mind wanders back and forth between the 3 girls, Natsuki, Yuri, and of course Monika. Will I really be happy spending every day after school in a literature club? Perhaps I'll have a chance to grow closer to one of these girls. Alright, I'll just need to make the most of my circumstances. I'm sure good fortune will find me. And I guess that starts with writing a poem tonight. Special poem. Okay. A dream. I was staying over at my friend's place. There were 4 of us. I drifted off to sleep while everyone was talking and watching TV. In my dream, I was still at my friend's house. The only difference was that there were nails sticking out of the walls everywhere. There was also someone I didn't recognize. The person I didn't recognize told a joke and everyone laughed. I woke up to the sound of everyone laughing at something that happened on the TV. So laughing was not part of the dream. It was the noise that woke me up. I wonder who that person was and how they knew how to tell a joke at that moment. I have no idea. Okay, I've avoided certain words before, but let's go with kawaii, hop, bunny, chocolate, summer, parfait, sugar, fluffy, hair, yeah, sorry about the brief delays in selecting these words. I do need to write them down. Twirl, bouncy, smile, rope. Oh, okay. Adventure. I was hoping for a perfect poem, but calm, thing, sweet, pink, blanket, color. Okay, I'm going to stop this recording, and I'm going to write that poem and then present that poem, and then I'm going to return to this game. See you in a moment. Summer story. The summer air is calm today, but not stale. I sit at the gazebo table and sweat as the air burns. A bush of flowers is to my side. I pluck a pink rose. I twirl it in my hands and hand the flower across the table. I sing of an adventure. I weave together a bold tale. I speak of fear and hope, of ugly and kawaii, of twists and turns. As I go on, a bunny hops into sight, nearly landing on my toes. I wait and watch. It's a happy delay to my fable. I consider the heat and turn to my parfait. Wouldn't do to let the ice cream in it melt. I smile as the fluffy creature bounces away and finish the first of my sweet desserts. With nothing left to stain the table, I remove the table's blanket, the color of hay. Before I resume my tale, a pain that's so familiar yet I never felt. A sudden breeze disrupts my hair and covers my eyes, disturbing the day. I wipe my hands of sugar before adjusting my bangs, and resume my epic tale, of disaster a hero averts. But no one is there to listen. No one was ever there. Not there for years. I shed a tear, and head inside. I know this pain. I knew it all along. Maybe some chocolate will help. So, yeah. It's basically just the story of someone who loved, lost, and has some trouble getting over it. Figured, considering what happened in the previous episode, it might fit. And anyway, I'm about to switch back to the game, so I will see you in just a moment. Hello, welcome back. Before I resume, it seems I have unlocked another picture. Celebrating Valentine's Day. Say right with her cookie. Both them with their poems. A little blatant there, Monica. Especially since you're not looking at since you're definitely looking at me and not at anything else. Select the word kawaii during the poem game. Anything else that's new? Okay, I had to check again my microphone, but that's why there was a brief. Oh, here's a special poem, "A Dream." Three random special poems to appear when it started for the first time. 4, 8, 9, 10. One of 11. Anyway, let's resume. Hi again, Naysmith. Glad to see you didn't run away on us. Ha ha ha. Nah, don't worry. This might be a little strange for me, but at least I keep my word. Well, I'm back at the Literature Club. I was last come in, so everyone else is already hanging out. Thanks for Oh, that was a weird glitch. Thanks for keeping your promise, Naysmith. I hope this isn't too overwhelming of a commitment for you. Making you dive headfirst into literature when you're not accustomed to it. Oh. Oh, come on. Like he deserves any slack. He already had to be dragged here by Monica. I don't know if you plan to just come here and hang out or what, but if you don't take it seriously, then you won't see the end of it. Natsuki, you certainly have a big mouth for someone who keeps her manga collection in the club room. Natsuki finds herself stuck between Monica and manga. Oh. Manga is literature! Swiftly defeated, Natsuki flops back into her seat. I'm sorry, Naysmith. We'll make sure to put your comfort first, okay? Yuri shoots Natsuko with a disappointed glance. Anyway, now that you're in the club and all, perhaps you might have interest in picking up a book to read? Well, I can't really say no either way. Like you said, I'm in this club now, so it feels right for me to do something like that if you ask. Well, wait, I didn't mean it like that. If you don't really want to, then forget I said anything, I guess. No, it's not that, Yuri. I want to be part of this club, so even if I didn't read often, I'd be happy to pick up a book if you want me to. Are you sure? I just felt like, well, as vice president and all, I should help you get started on something you might like. Yuri reaches in her bag and pulls out a book. I didn't want you to feel left out, so I picked out a book that I thought you might enjoy. It's a short read, so it should keep your attention even if you don't usually read. And we could, discuss it if you wanted. This is... How's this girl accidentally being so cute? She even picked out a book she thinks I'll like, despite me not reading much. Yuri, thank you. I'll definitely read this. I enthusiastically take the book. Whew. Well, you can read it at your own pace. I look forward to hearing what you think. Now that everyone's held in, I expected Monica to kick off some scheduled activities for the club, but it doesn't seem to be the case. Yuri's face is already buried in a book. I can't help but notice her intense expression, like she was waiting for this chance. Meanwhile, Natsuki's rummaging around in the closet. Ugh! I hear Natsuki utter an exasperated sigh from within the closet. She seems to be annoyed by something. I approach her in case she needs a hand. You looking for something in there? Freaking Monica! She never puts my stuff back in the right spot. What's the point in keeping your collection organized if someone else is just gonna mess it up? Natsuki slides a bunch of stacked books and boxes across the shelf. Oh yeah, this is absolutely different from what she said, from what she was shown saying. Manga. You read manga, right? Wait, You read manga, right? Miss Two is saying that. Sometimes. Manga is one of those things where you can't admit you're really into it until you figure out where the other person stands. How did you know anyway? I heard you bring it up at some point. Besides, it's kind of written on your face. What's that supposed to mean? I see. There's a lone volume of manga amidst a stack of various books on the side of one of the shelves. Hurry as I pull it out of the stack. There it is! Natsuki snatches it out of my hand. She then turns to a box of manga, and slips the volume right into the middle of the rest. Ah, much better. Seeing a box set with one book missing is probably the most irritating sight in the world. I know that feel. I get a closer look at the box she's admiring. Parfait Girls? Series I've never heard of in my life. It probably means it's either way out of my demographic, or it's simply terrible. If you're gonna judge, you can do it through the glass on that door. She points to the classroom door. Hey, I wasn't judging anything. I didn't even say anything. It was the tone of your voice. I'll tell you one thing, Naysmith. Consider this a lesson from the literature club. Don't judge a book by its cover. In fact, Natsuki pulls out the first volume of Parfait Girls from the box. I'm gonna show you exactly why. She shoves the book right into my hands. I stare at the cover. It features 4 girls in colorful attire striking animated feminine poses. It's exceedingly moe-y. Don't just stand there! Natsuki grabs my arms and pulls me out of the closet. She then takes a seat against the wall beneath the windowsills. She pats on the ground next to her, signaling me to sit there. Wouldn't chairs be more comfortable? I take my seat. Chairs wouldn't work. We can't read at the same time like that. Why's that? I guess it's easier to be close together like this. Her face again? Don't just say that. You'll make me feel weird about it. Natsuki crosses her arm and scooches an inch away from me. Sorry. I didn't exactly expect to be sitting this close to her either. Not that I can say it's a particularly bad thing. I open the book. It's only a few seconds before Natsuki once again inches closer, reclaiming the additional space, while she hopes I won't notice. I can feel her peering over my shoulder, much more eager to begin reading than I am. Wow, how long has it been since I read the beginning? You don't go back and flip through the older volumes every now and then? Not really. Maybe sometimes after I've already finished the series. Hey, are you paying attention? I am, but nothing's really happened yet, so I can't talk at the same time. Looks like it's about a bunch of friends in high school. Typical slice-of-life affair. I grew out of these, since it's rare for the writing to be entertaining enough to make up for the lack of plot. Are you sure this isn't boring for you? It's not, even though you're just watching me read. Well, I'm fine with that. If you say so. I guess it's fun sharing something with someone you like with something else. I always get excited when I convince my friends to pick up a series I enjoy. You know what I mean? You don't? That's not... Well, I wouldn't really know. What do you mean? Don't you share your manga with your friends? Could you not rub it in? Jeez. Sorry. I could ever get my friends to read this. They just think manga is for kids. I can't even bring it up without them being all like, you still haven't grown out of that yet? Makes me want to punch them in the face. Ugh, I know those kinds of people. Honestly, it takes a lot of effort to find friends who don't judge, much less friends who are also into it. I'm also kind of a loser, so I guess I gravitated towards the other losers over time. It's probably harder for someone like you. Yeah, that's pretty accurate. Wait, which part? I mean, I feel like I can't even keep it in my own room. I don't even know what my dad would do if he found this. At least it's safe here in the club room. That Monica's kind of a jerk about it. Ugh, I just can't win, can I? Well, it paid off in the end, didn't it? I mean, here I am, reading it. Well, it's not like that solves any of my problems. Maybe. But at least you're enjoying yourself, right? Her face. So? Jeez, that's enough. Are you gonna keep reading or what? Yeah, I flipped the page. Time passes. Natsuki is strangely quiet now. I glance over at her. Looks like she started to fall asleep. Hey, Natsuki? Yeah? Suddenly, Natsuki collapses straight into me. Hey! Oh, wow. That's corrupted even here. Oh, jeez. Natsuki, are you okay? Here. Monica reaches into her bag and pulls out some kind of protein bar. She throws it in Natsuki's direction. Natsuki's eyes suddenly light up again. She snatches the bar from the floor and immediately tears off the wrapper. I told you Natsuki at first. She doesn't even finish her sentence before stuffing it into her mouth. Don't worry, Naysmith. She's fine. Just happens every now and then. That's why I always keep a snack in my bag for her. Anyway, well, we all share poems now. Told Natsuki I was interested in her poems yesterday. It's probably only fair if I shared mine with her first. Okay, well, let's start with things I don't like. First of all, Natsuki rereads my poem. Never mind. I don't feel like giving you my opinion. What's the point of sharing in the first place? I wrote this when I could have been doing other things. In fact, remember how I said I wanted to read your poems? That's what I had in mind when writing this. I wanted to help you feel comfortable enough to share yours. Like Monica said. Well, I would be more comfortable sharing my poem if yours was really bad. You were supposed to show me some dumb poem and make me go, ha, well, it's not that great, but let me show you what real literature looks like. And you went and ruined it. I hope you're happy. So in other words, you're saying you liked it? Natsuki's retort gets caught in her throat. You don't understand anything, do you? I told you that you don't have to go bouncing it to the world like you're all self-important. Pretty sure you never actually said that. I say that mostly to myself. Natsuki must really hate me or something. Oh, come on! My character reads manga. Does he not know about tsundere? I can't figure out if it's a win or a loss that she liked my poem. In any case, you still need to show me yours, right? Fine, I guess. Only because Monica will make me if I don't. Eagles can fly, monkeys can climb, crickets can leap, horses can race, owls can seek, cheetahs can run, eagles can fly, people can try, but that's about it. So yeah, same poem as last time. Yeah. Oh, I can skip. Alright, let's show it to Monica. Hi, Naysmith. Having a good time so far? Yeah. Good. Glad to hear it. By the way, since you're new and everything, if you ever have any suggestions for a club, like new activities or things we can do better, I'm always listening. Don't be afraid to bring things up, okay? Alright, I'll keep that in mind. Of course, I'll be afraid to bring things up. Much better off just going with the flow until I'm more settled in. Anyway, want to share a poem with me? It's kind of embarrassing, but I guess I'll have to. Don't worry, Naysmith. We're all a little embarrassed today, you know? But that's our barrier that we'll all learn to get past soon. Yeah, that's true. I hand Monica my poem. I like it, Naysmith. Really? It's a lot cuter than I expected. Oh, jeez. No. Kind of makes me think of something Natsuki would write. She's a good writer, too. So take that as a compliment. If you say so. Yep. If you're interested in Natsuki, then always keep snack on you. She'll cling to you like a puppy. Natsuki's dad doesn't give her lunch money or give me for any food in the house, so she's in a fussy mood pretty often. But sometimes she just loses all of her strength and shuts down. Like earlier. This is just a guess, but I think she's so small because her malnutrition is interfering with her adolescent growth. But hey, some guys are into petite girls, you know? It's alright, just trying to look at the bright side. Anyway, do you want to read my poem now? Don't worry, I'm not very good. You sound pretty confident for someone who claims it's not very good. Well, that's because I have to sound confident. Doesn't mean I always feel that way, you know? I see. Well, let's read it then. This is different from last time. Hole in wall, but he wasn't looking at me. Confused, I frantically glance at my surroundings. My burned eyes can no longer see color. Are there others in this room? Are they talking? Or are they simply poems on flat sheets of paper? The sound of frantic scrawling playing tricks on my ears. This room begins to crinkle, closing in on me. The air I breathe dissipates before it reaches my lungs. I panic. There must be a way out. It's right there. He's right there. Swallowing my fears, I brandish my pen. So, what do you think? It's very freeform. Okay, I can skip. Let's show to Yuri. Basically trying to hurry this along. Yuri stares at home. Minute passes, more than enough time for her to finish reading. So sorry. I forgot to start speaking. It's fine, don't force yourself. I just need to put my thoughts into words. Hold on, okay. This is your first time writing a poem, right? Yeah. Why do you ask? I'm just making sure. I guess that might be better Might be after reading through it. Ah, so it's that bad. No, did I just raise my voice? I'm so sorry. Yuri buries her face in her hands. Couldn't help but notice that it's been several minutes and we really haven't gotten anywhere. Might take Yuri a while to get used to new people. It's fine, I really didn't notice. What were you saying? Right, it's just that there are specific writing habits that are usually typical of new writers. And having been through that myself, I kind of learned to pick up on them. I think the most notable thing I recognize in new writers is they try to make their style very deliberate. In other words, they tend to pick a writing style separate from the topic matter, and they form-fit the two together. The end result is that both the style and the expressiveness are weakened. Once Yuri finds her train of thought, it's as if her demeanor totally changes. Her stammering is completely gone, and she sounds like an expert. Ah, I didn't see her. I shouldn't have skipped before I got to her poem. Okay. I'm getting close to where I was. Her stammering is completely gone, she sounds like an expert. Of course, that's not something you can be blamed for. There are so many different skills and techniques that go into writing even a simple poem. Not just finding them and building them, but getting them to work together is probably the most challenging part. Might take you some time, but it all comes with practice and learning by example and trying new things. I also hope that everyone else in the club gives you valuable feedback. Not to be a little bit biased, though. Biased? How? Well, never mind. Shouldn't be talking about people like that. Sorry. It's fine. I'm not sure if Yuri is apologizing to herself, to me, or to Natsuki. You mind if I read your poem now? Please do. I'd love to share my thought process behind it. Just itself kind of funny. After all, isn't this supposed to be a literature club? Light flickers, I flicker back. Okay. This is the same poem as the first time. So I'm gonna re-skip. Well, it makes me happy that you think that. Just remember that won't be long before you pick up on some of these things, too. Yeah, maybe you're right. You still have to keep trying. I'm counting on you. Whew. Guess that's everyone. Glance around the room. That was a little more stressful than I anticipated. As if everyone's judging me for my mediocre writing abilities. Even if they're just being nice, there's no way my poems can stand up to theirs. This is a literature club, after all. I sigh, because that's what I ended up getting myself into. Across the room, Monika is writing something in her notebook. My eyes land on Yuri and Natsuki. They gingerly exchange sheets of paper, sharing their respective poems. As I read in tandem, I watch each of their expressions change. Natsuki's eyebrows furrow in frustration. Meanwhile, Yuri smiles sadly.
What's with this language?
Eh? Did you say something?
Oh, it's nothing.
Natsuki dismissively returns the poem to the desk with one hand.
I guess you could say it's fancy.
Thanks. Yours is cute.
Cute? Did you just completely miss the symbolism or something? It's clearly about the feeling of giving up. How can that be cute?
I know that. I just meant the language, I guess. I was trying to say something nice.
You mean you have to try that hard to come up with something nice to say? Thanks, but it really didn't come out nice at all.
Well, I do have a couple suggestions.
Oh. If I was looking for suggestions, I would have asked someone who actually liked it. Which people did, by the way. Monika liked it, and Naysmith did too. So based on that, I'd gladly give you some suggestions of my own. First of all,
excuse me, I appreciate the offer, but I spent a long time establishing my writing style. I don't expect it to change anytime soon, unless of course I come across something particularly inspiring, which I haven't yet. And Naysmith liked my poem too, you know. He even told me he was impressed by it. Natsuki suddenly stands up. Oh, I didn't realize you were so invested in trying to impress our new member, Yuri. Eh? That's not what you're just... Yuri stands up as well. Maybe you're just jealous that Naysmith appreciates my advice more than he appreciates yours.
Ha! how do you know he didn't appreciate my advice more? Are you that full of yourself?
No. If I was full of myself, I wouldn't deliberately go out of my way to make everything I do overly cutesy.
Ah! Well, you know what? I wasn't the one whose boobs magically grew a size bigger as soon as Naysmith started showing up.
Natsuki. Natsuki, that's a little...
This doesn't involve you!
Taking out your own securities on others like that.
Ooh.
You really act as young as you look, Natsuki.
Me? Look who's talking, you want to be edgy.
Ooh. Edgy? Edgy? Sorry that my lifestyle is too much for someone of your mental age to comprehend.
See? Just saying that proves my point. Most people learn to get over themselves and they after they graduate middle school, you know.
If you want to prove anything, stop harassing others with your sickening attitude. Think you can counterbalance your toxic personality just by dressing and acting cute? The only cute thing about you is how hard you try.
Oh, be careful, you might cut yourself on that edge, Yuri. Oh, my bad. You already do, don't you?
Did you just accuse me of cutting myself? What is wrong with your head?
Yeah, go on. Let Naysmith hear everything you really think. I'm sure he'll be head over heels for you after this.
Suddenly Yuri turns from me. She just knows I'm standing there. Naysmith, she's just trying to make me look bad.
That's not true. She started it.
I didn't even get to read that. Okay. Hey Naysmith, why don't we step outside for a little bit? Okay? How did I get dragged into this in the first place? It's not like I know anything about writing, but whomever I agree with, they'll probably think more highly of me. So of course that's going to be... Sorry about that. They really shouldn't have tried to get you involved. It's probably better for us to stay out of this. We'll go back inside once they're done yelling. Some president I am, right? Can't even confront my own club members, properly. I just wish I was able to be more assertive sometimes. I never have it in me to put my foot down against others. You understand, right? Anyway, if this makes you want to spend less time with the others, then that's fine. I'd be happy to spend time with you instead. Suddenly, Natsuki runs out of the classroom. She quickly runs away. Oh dear, it looks like they're done. I didn't mean it. I didn't mean it. I didn't mean it. Yuri is rocking back and forth in her desk with her palms on her forehead. Yuri? I didn't mean it. I believe you. I have no idea what Yuri might have said to Natsuki, or did. Naysmith, please don't hate me. Please. I'm not like this. There's something wrong with me today. It's fine, Yuri. We know you didn't mean it. Besides, I'm sure Natsuki will forget all about it by tomorrow. Completely. Uh-huh. Anyway, the meeting is over, so you can go home now if you want. Yuri looks at me like she wants to say something, but she keeps glancing at Monika. You can go first, Monika. I'd like to stay a little bit longer. I'm the president, so I should be the last one out. I'll wait for you to be done. Well, I'm vice president, so please let me take that responsibility today. Kind of sounds you don't like... It kind of sounds like you don't want me around for something, Yuri. It's not that. It's not that. I didn't get much of a chance to discuss my book with Naysmith. It would just be embarrassing with you listening. I guess I don't really have a choice, do I? I'm sorry for causing trouble. But I really appreciate you understand. I really appreciate you Okay. Because Monika's second poem has something special to it, I'm told, I'm going to adjust this, so I will see you in just a moment. Because I'm not sure what it'll do to my screen recorder if I change it from windowed to full screen. Welcome back. I exited out of it to be safe. And I have a new picture. Appearing only in Act 2, continuation of her first poem. hole in wall. And he on the other side was looking in, but he wasn't looking at me. Okay, that's everything. This is going to be a really short clip, because I'm just going to be selecting the words and then shiny. Fun. Curiously, these words don't only partially lend themselves to Natsuki's style. Cheeks. Lucky. Comfort. Heart. Rose. I'm gonna take that corrupted word, also Doki Doki, the corrupted word to mean I have to basically be a free word of sorts. Play. Cry. Friends. Sparkle. Dance. Smile. Holiday. Lazy. Skirt. Charm. Horror. Wait a minute. Another day passes. And it's time for the club meeting already. Wait a minute. I said full screen. Anyway, I was about to save and switch. So that I can actually write that poem. Oh, more pictures before I switch over to the next poem. Concept sketch of the complete cast. Word Doki Doki. Sketch page, different uniform styles. Arbitrary character designs. For testing the uniforms. The corrupt word. Select the word horror to get, see. Witch. Fallen angel. Or regular angel. Cow. And I'm not actually sure. Parfait girl? But anyway, I will see you as soon as I finish that poem. In the meantime, well, for you there isn't one. Because, editing magic. See you soon. Hello, finished the poem. It's a bit shorter than the other one. Winterland. The snow sparkles as my friends dance in the snow. I smile from my chair, but I can't join them. Snow is slippery. So is my leg. But they know I'm not lazy. Their cheeks turn rose red from the cold as they have fun. Shiny snow, Dana corrupted. I watch with my closest friend. She has a skirt on over her snow pants. I watch as it twirls. My heart goes Doki Doki as she plays. How lucky am I to know them, to know their comfort and their charm. I try not to cry with dawning horror. Tomorrow this holiday is over. So, it's basically the story of someone who, due to an injury, is unable to play with their friend, to be with their friends. The leg injury is actually taken from my own life, as I had to have the surgery to... and after the surgery, my use of my left leg was significantly reduced. It's recovered now, but I was just thinking what would have happened if I'd had to go out in winter in the snow with that with a bad leg back when that happened. So anyway, that's just the specific reason for that specific thing. So anyway, back to Doki Doki Literature Club. And we're back for day 2. And okay, I've gotten a little more comfortable over the past couple days. Now let's, entering the club room, the usual scene greets me. Welcome back, Naysmith. Hi, Yuri. Not sure if it's me or if it's Yuri's expression, but the weight of yesterday's quarrel still hangs in the air a little bit. Yuri glances over her shoulder, looking around the room. Natsuki is reading manga at a desk. And surprisingly, Monika isn't here yet. Suddenly, Yuri takes my arm and pulls me to the corner of the room. About yesterday, I really need to apologize. Nothing like that has ever happened before. And something just came over me, I guess. I wasn't acting mentally sound. Please don't think we're usually like this. Not just me, but Natsuki as well. Yuri, I'm happy that you're considerate and apologized. You don't have to worry too much. Even though I've only been here a couple days, I could tell something was off yesterday. Maybe we were just a little extra sensitive because it was our first time sharing poems. But whatever it was, it didn't make me think any less of you. I had already decided that there's no way you can be a bad person. Now that you're apologizing, I know you really didn't mean it. Naysmith, don't say those kinds of things so frankly. You make me a little too happy. I'm really glad that you're such an understanding person. I'm really glad that you joined this club. Everything's a little bit brighter with you around and... sorry, what am I saying right now? Hey, have you guys seen Monika? No, I haven't. I was also kind of wondering where she was. Man, Yuri, I'm guessing you haven't either? Yuri is clearly taken aback by how calmly Natsuki is addressing her. No, I haven't. Jeez, this isn't like her at all. No, it's stupid, but I can't help but worry a little bit. What? Why are you looking at me like that? Natsuki, about yesterday. I just wanted to apologize. Promise I didn't mean any of the things I said. I'll do my best to stay under control from now on. So... Yuri, what the heck are you talking about? Did you do something yesterday? Jeez. Whatever's on your mind, I'm sure. Don't get my brain. Whatever's on your mind, I'm sure it was nothing. I don't even remember anything bad happening. Oh, the overwriting is more thorough this time. You're the kind of person who just worries too much more about little things, aren't you? But... I'll accept your apology anyway if it makes you feel better about it. Besides, it's kind of nice to hear, since I was afraid you secretly hated me or something like that. No, not at all. I don't hate you. Well, you're kind of weird, but I don't hate you either. Natsuki turns to me. You're still on trial, though. Hey! Suddenly the door swings open. Sorry, I'm super sorry. There you are. I didn't mean to be late. I hope you guys weren't worried or anything. Nah, well, Natsuki was. I was not.
Ha ha ha. What took you so long anyway?
Well, my last period today was study hall. To be honest, I just kind of lost track of time.
That makes no sense, though. You wouldn't have heard the bell ring, at least.
Must not have heard it since I was practicing. I must not have heard it since I was practicing piano. Piano? I wasn't aware you played music as well, Monica.
Don't give me any more credit than I deserve. I've been practicing for a while, but I'm still not really good yet.
Still, that must require a lot of dedication. So I'm still impressed.
Well, thanks, Yuri. You should play something for us sometime.
That's... Monica looks at me. Well, I am working on writing a song, but it's not quite done yet. Maybe once I get a little bit better, I will.
That sounds cool. I look forward to it.
Is that so? In that case, I won't let you down, Naysmith. Monica smiles sweetly.
I didn't mean any pressure or anything like that.
Don't worry. I was hoping I could share it with you anyway. Guess that's why I've been practicing so much recently.
I see.
Not sure if Monica was referring to the whole club or just me. In that case, best of luck. Thanks! So I didn't miss anything, did I?
Not really.
I chose not to bring up anything that the three of us talked about. Besides, Natsuki's already run off into the closet. Naysmith, since your confidence put me in a good mood, I was wondering if you would like to spend some time together today. I mean, in the club.
I suppose so. I don't think I could say no to you after that book you gave to me.
Well, I need to make sure Natsuki isn't waiting. I guess I need to make sure Natsuki isn't waiting for me. After we finished reading yesterday, she's fine. She's reading over there, see?
Okay, the overwriting is more complete this time, so, I'm gonna read it as is.
Don't think about her so much. She's used to being ignored. Come on, we're going over there.
So what's the story about, anyway?
Well,
I look at the cover of the book. The book is titled Portrait of Markov. There's an ominous-looking eye symbol on the front cover.
Basically, it's about this religious camp that was turned into a human experiment prison, and the people trapped there have this trait that turns them into killing machines that lust for blood. But the facility gets even worse, and they start selectively breeding people by cutting off their limbs and affixing them to... oh, that might be a little bit of a spoiler. But anyway, I'm really into it. The book, I mean. Not the thing about limbs.
That's kind of dark, isn't it? Yuri made it sound like it's going to be a nice story, so that dark turn came from nowhere.
Are you not a fan of that sort of thing, Naysmith?
No, it's not that. I mean, I can definitely enjoy those kinds of stories, so don't worry.
I hope so.
Yeah, I totally forgot that Yuri is into those things. She's so shy and reclusive on the outside, but her mind seems to be completely different.
It's just that this kind of story, it's the kind that challenges you to look at life from a strange new perspective. When horrible things happen not just because someone wants to be evil. But because the world is full of horrible people and we're all worthless anyway. And suddenly... I'm rambling, aren't I? Not again. I'm sorry.
Hey, don't apologize. I haven't lost interest or anything.
Well, I guess it's alright then. I feel like I should let you know that I have this problem. When I let things like books and writing fill my thoughts.
Oh, that one doesn't even show up.
I kind of forget to pay attention to other people. So I'm sorry if I ended up saying something strange. And please stop me if I start talking too much.
I really don't think you need to worry. That just means you're passionate about reading. Least I can do is listen. It's a literature club after all. It's a literature club after all. Right.
Well, that's true.
In fact, I might as well get started reading it, right? Ugh.
Yeah, yes. I mean, you don't have to, but...
what are you saying? Let me just get the book. I quickly retrieve the book that I put into my bag.
Alright, it's fine if I sit here, right? I slip into the seat next to Yuri's.
Yeah. Are you sure?
You seem a little apprehensive. I'm sorry. It's not that I don't want you to. Just something I'm not very used to. That is, reading in company of someone.
I see. Well, just tell me if I end up distracting you or anything.
Alright.
I open the book and start the prologue. Soon I understand what Sayuri means about reading in company. It's as if I can feel her presence over my shoulder as I read. It's not a particularly bad thing. Maybe a little distracting, but the feeling is somewhat discomforting. Yuri is in the corner of my eye. I realize she's not actually looking at her own book. I glance over. Looks like she's reading from my book instead.
So sorry.
And now it's completely vanishing? Still?
Yuri, Yuri, you really apologize a lot, don't you? I do? I don't really mean to. Sorry. I mean... Here, this should work, right? Slide my desk until it's up against Yuri's, and hold my book more between the two of them. I suppose so. Yuri timidly closes her own copy. Once we each lean in a bit, our shoulders are almost touching. It feels like my left arm is in the way, so I use my right hand to hold the book open. I guess that kind of makes it difficult to turn the page. Here. Yuri takes her left arm on the left side of the book, between her thumb and forefinger. I do the same with my right arm on the right side of the book. That way, I turn the page and Yuri slides it under her thumb after it flips to her side. But in holding it like this, we're huddled even closer together than before. It's actually kind of distracting me. It's if I can feel the warmth of Yuri's face, and she's in the corner of my vision. Are you ready? To turn the page. Sorry. I got a bit distracted for a second. Glance over at Yuri's face again, and our eyes meet. I don't know if I'll be able to keep up with her. That's okay. You're not as used to reading, right? I don't mind being patient if it takes you a bit longer. It's probably the least I can do. Since you've been so patient with me. Yeah. Thanks. We continue reading. Yuri no longer asks me if I'm ready to turn the page. Instead, I just assume that she finishes the page for me, so I turn it by my own volition. We continue the first chapter in silence. Even so, turning each page feels like an intimate exchange. My thumb gently letting go of the page, letting it flutter over to her side as she catches it under her own thumb. Hey Yuri, this might be a silly thought, but the main character kind of reminds me of you a little bit. No, I don't relate to this character at all. Definitely not. Really? I was just thinking about the way she second-guesses things she says and all that. That's what you were talking about. Sorry. I thought you meant something else about her. Something else? Never mind. We didn't even get that far yet. So I don't know why that came into my head. Yuri, are you feeling alright? Yuri's been a little bit fidgety ever since we started reading. You can rest if you were feeling sick or something. Your breathing is a little... My breathing? Yuri puts her hands on her chest as if to feel her heartbeat. I didn't even notice. Anyway, I'm fine. I just need some water. Alright, don't push yourself. Yuri stands up and practically rushes out of the classroom. What on earth was that about? Naysmith? Did something just happen just now? I have no idea. Yuri's acting a little strange, I guess. So you don't know anything. Sorry, I can't say I do. Are you worried about her? Oh, no, not really. I was just making sure that you didn't do anything to her. But no, nothing. Don't worry. I believe you, silly. Yuri just does this sometimes, so it's nothing alarming. Alright, if you say so. Anyway, why don't we start sharing our poems with each other? Shouldn't we wait for Yuri? Well, she might be a while, so I figured we'd just get started without her. Is that okay? Yeah, I was just asking. I stand up, make a mental note of where I left off in the book, and slip it back into my bag. Natsuki first. Oh, well, it's not terrible. That's pretty disappointing after your last one. Then again, if this one was as good as your last one, I'd be completely pissed. Well, I guess I want to try something a little different this time. Oh, so I did a Yuri poem. Okay. A poem for Yuri. Fair enough. You're still new to this, so I wouldn't expect you to find your style right away. I mean, everyone in the club writes really differently from each other. Maybe you'll find a little influence from all of us. For instance, notice that you're spending some time with Yuri today. Not that I care who you spend your time with. After all, I was just never to expect anything from anybody. It's not like I was waiting for you or anything. Still, you should at least look over my poem. You'll probably be able to learn something from it. This is that base 64 poem. Hold on. I'm going to pull up something on a different screen of sorts. Natsuki. Corrupted poem. Find it in page. Base. Base 64 string, resulting in this document. Wait a minute. No, that's not what I was looking for. No, that's the Yuri.chr file. Ah! I'm gonna pause the recording and look it up. Okay, I missed, come read with me today. Okay, her poem was, I can feel the tenderness of her skin through the knife as if it were an extension of my sense of touch. My body nearly convulses. There's something incredibly faint, deep down, that screams to resist this uncontrollable pleasure. But I can already tell that I'm being pushed over the edge. I can't stop myself. That was her, apparently that's what her decoded poem was. I think. Unless that was supposed to be Yuri's poem, hold on, let me check. And the heading was, Open Your Third Eye.
I was waiting for you. I was waiting for a long time. It was the only thing I had to look forward to today. Why did you ruin it? Do you like Yuri more? I think you're better off not associating with her. Are you listening to me? Yuri is a sick freak. That should be obvious by now. Just play with me instead, okay? You don't hate me, Naysmith, do you? Do you hate me? You want to make me go home crying? The club is the only place I feel safe. Don't ruin that for me. Don't ruin it. Please. Just stop talking to Yuri. Play with me instead. It's all I have. Play with me. Play with me.
Oh, so I did get a Natsuki poem. Okay! Show it to Monica. Hi again, Naysmith. How's the writing going? Alright, I guess. I'll take that. As long as it's not going bad, I'm happy that you're applying yourself. Maybe soon you'll come up with a masterpiece. I wouldn't count on that. You never know. Want to share what you wrote for me today? Want to share what you wrote for today? Sure, here you go. Give my poem to Monica. Alright, great job, Naysmith. I was gonna say ooh in my head while reading it. It's really metaphorical. Not sure why, but I didn't expect you to go for something so deep. Guess I underestimated you. It's easiest for me to keep everyone's expectations low. That way it always counts when I put in some effort. That's not very fair. Well, I guess it worked anyway. You know that Yuri likes this kind of writing, right? Writing that's full of imagery and symbolism. Okay, so it was a poem for Yuri. Sometimes I feel like Yuri's mind is just totally detached from reality. I don't mean that like this bad thing, though. But sometimes I get the impression that she's just totally given up on people. She spends so much time in her own head that it's probably a much more interesting place for her. That's why she gets so happy when you treat her with a lot of kindness. I don't think she's used to being indulged like that. She must be really starved for social interaction, so don't blame her for coming on a little strongly. Like earlier. I think if she gets too stimulated, she ends up withdrawing and looking for alone time. Suddenly the door opens. Yuri! I'm back. Did I miss anything? Not really. Well, we all started sharing our poems with each other. Eh? Already? I'm sorry for being late. No need to apologize. You still have plenty of time, so I'm more than glad you took all the time you needed. Alright. Thanks, Monica. I suppose I should go get my poem now. But anyway, you want to read my poem now? I like the way this one turned out, so I hope you do too. Save me. The colors they won't. Right, color. Flash. Okay, this is the same as her previous poem, only it's missing quite a few things. Save me. Delete her. Fine. Meaningless noise. Basically a corrupted version of her previous poem.
Sorry, I know it's kind of abstract. I'm just trying to, well, never mind. There's no point in explaining. Anyway, here's Monica's writing to the day. Sometimes you'll find yourself facing a difficult decision. When it happens, don't forget to save your game. You never know when, who am I talking to? Can you hear me? Tell me you can hear me. Anything. Please help me. Okay. That's my advice for today. Thanks for listening.
Oh wait, no! It should have been...
Please tell me you can hear me.
Wait, no, that's Monica. No, it should have been...
Please help me.
Let's show it to Yuri.
I've been waiting for this. Let's see what you've written for today.
She smiles and takes a deep breath.
I like just holding it. I mean, the poem turned out good. It's, well, there are some things you could work on. That doesn't really matter. Feels like anything written by you is a treasure. That came out a little awkward. Well, let's move on. Here's the poem I wrote. You don't have to like it or anything.
Okay, this is crazy. Wheel. A rotating wheel. Okay, no way I can do her voice for all of this. A rotating wheel. Turning an axle. Grinding. Bolt head. Linear gearbox. Falling sky. 7 holy stakes. A docked ship. A portal to another world. A thin rope tied to a thick rope. A torn harness. Parabolic gearbox. Expanding universe. Time controlled by slipping cogwheels. Existence of God. Swimming with open water in all directions. Drowning. A prayer written in blood. A prayer written in time-devouring snakes with human eyes. A thread connecting all living human eyes. A kaleidoscope of holy stakes. Exponential gearbox. A sky of exploding stars. God disproving the existence of God. A wheel rotating in 6 dimensions. 40 gears and a ticking clock. A clock that ticks 1 second for every rotation of the planet. A clock that ticks 40 times every time it ticks every second time. A bolt head of holy stakes. Tied to the existence of a docked ship to another world. A kaleidoscope of blood written in clocks. A time-devouring prayer connecting the sky of 40 gears. And open human eyes in all directions. Breathing gearbox. Breathing bolt head. Breathing ship. Breathing portal. Breathing snakes. Breathing God. Breathing blood. Breathing holy stakes. Breathing human eyes. Breathing time. Breathing prayer. Breathing sky. Breathing wheel.
It doesn't really matter what it's about. My mind has been a little hyperactive lately, so I had to take it out on your... that is, a pen fell out of your backpack yesterday, so I took it home for safekeeping, and I, just really like the way that it writes. So I wrote this poem with it, and now you're touching it. I'm okay. What did I just... Can we pretend this conversation never happened? You can keep the poem, though.
Special poem. Nothing is real. So apparently if you go through that special poem, then, and change the contrast, then you get a special message about some sort of medical facility experimenting with the Project Libitina thing.
Okay, everyone. We're all done reading each other's poems, right? We have something we need to go over today, so if everyone could come sit at the front of the room.
Is this about the festival?
Well, sort of.
Do we really have to do something for the festival? It's not like we can put together anything good in just a few days. We'll just end up embarrassing ourselves instead of getting any new members.
That's a concern of mine as well.
Is anyone there? Okay.
I don't really do well with last-minute preparations. Don't worry so much. We're going to keep it simple, okay? Look, I know everyone's been a little more lively ever since Naysmith joined and we've started with some club activities, but this isn't the time to become complacent. We still only have 4 members, and the festival's our only real chance to find more, you know?
What's so great about getting new members anyway? We already have enough to be considered an official club. More members will just mean everything gets noisier and more difficult to manage.
Natsuki, I don't think you're looking at it the right way at all. Don't you want to share your passion with as many people as you can? To inspire them to find the same feelings that brought you here in the first place? The Literature Club should be a place where people can express themselves like they can't do anywhere else.
It should be a place so intimate that you never want to leave. I know you feel that way too. I know we all do. So that's why we should work hard and put together something for the festival, even if it's something small. Right, Naysmith?
Oh, come on. You can't take advantage of Naysmith to agree with you just because he doesn't know how to say no to anything. Look, Monica. You really think any of us here joined the club with other people in mind? Yuri never even talked until Naysmith joined. As for me, I just like it better here than I do at home. And Naysmith isn't even passionate about literature in the first place. And that's everyone. Sorry, but you're the only one here who's so interested in finding new members. The rest of us are fine like this. I know you're president and all, but you really should consider our opinions for once.
Monica's clearly taken aback by Natsuki's words. That's not true at all. I'm sure Yuri and Naysmith would want to get more members too, right? I don't know about Yuri, but I'm kind of indifferent. If I showed as much enthusiasm as Monica wanted, then I'd probably be lying. Still, if it's up to me to rescue this situation, no. Natsuki's right, isn't she? This club, it's nothing more than a place for a few people to hang out. Why, I think that everyone here saw it the same way as I did. But that doesn't mean we're against getting new members or anything. Naysmith, why did you even join this club? What were you hoping to get out of it? Well, that's not really something I can be honest about, is it? In fact, if I remember, you weren't even given a choice not to join. Monica sits down and stares at her desk. What's the point of all this anyway? What if starting this club was a mistake? Now you've done it, Natsuki.
What, me? I just spoke my mind. Is it a crime to be honest?
It's not about being honest, it's about word choice. Besides, you have no right to speak for everyone else in the club like that.
You don't understand at all. I just want a place that feels nice to hang out with, feel friends. Is there a problem with the club being that for me? There aren't many other places like that for me. Now Monica wants to take it away from me. She's not taking anything away. No, Naysmith, it's not the same. It won't be the same with the direction she wants to take it. If I wanted that, I could have just joined any other stupid club. But this one, I mean, at least for a little bit of time. Things were nice.
Natsuki starts packing up her things.
I'm going home. I feel like I don't belong here right now.
Natsuki ignores Yuri and walks right out of the classroom. This is bad. I don't know what to do. Well, do you have an opinion on the festival? I don't know. I'm kind of indifferent, I guess. Who cares about that obnoxious brat? I mean, I like how nice and quiet the club is right now, and I'm just happy with you here. But still, I'm the vice president. It's not right for me to ignore my responsibilities like that.
Ugh, dark. And her eyes started bleeding ink.
I should do my best to consider everyone's perspective and make the decision that's right for the club. What about you, Naysmith? What do you want to get out of this club? Yuri repeats the same question as Monica. I decide giving an indirect answer is better than nothing. I think the most important thing is for everyone to get along, and for the club to provide something that you can't get anywhere else. I don't think it's about how many members, but rather the quality of each member. That's what will end up making the literature club a special place. I see. I really agree with you. Ugh. Each member contributes their own qualities in a special way. With each change in members, the identity of the club as a whole will change too. I don't think that's necessarily a bad thing, stepping out of your comfort zone once in a while. So if you would like to help Monica with Festival, then I'm on your side as well. Alright, maybe we can talk to Natsuki tomorrow. Yuri nods. Hey, Yuri? Eh? I know things were a little awkward yesterday, but I feel like you deserve to know that I still think you're a wonderful vice president. And also a wonderful friend. Well, Monica, I want to do everything I can to make this the best club ever. Okay? Me too. Yeah. Let's all go home for today. We'll talk about the festival tomorrow. Okay. I look forward to it. Shall we go, Naysmith?
Please don't take it the wrong way, but I'm going to chat a little bit with Naysmith before we leave.
Just see what he thinks of his time here and all that. It's important to me as president. Yuri looks a little troubled, but she doesn't protest. Okay, I trust your judgment, Monica. In that case, I'll see the two of you tomorrow. See you tomorrow! I still having trouble with Monica's voice. Monica waves as Yuri exits the classroom. Well, things have been a bit hectic lately, haven't they? Naysmith, I just wanted to make sure you're enjoying your time at this club. I'd really hate to see you unhappy. I kind of feel like I'm responsible for that as president. I really do care about you, you know? I don't like seeing the other girls give you a hard time. With how mean Natsuki is and everything, and Yuri being a little bit, you know, sometimes it feels like you and I are the only real people here. You know what I mean? But it's weird, because in all the time you've been here, we've hardly gotten to spend any time together. I mean, I guess it's technically only been a couple days. Sorry, I didn't mean to say something weird.
There are just a couple things I've been hoping to talk about with you. Things I know only you can understand. So that's why, wait, not yet, no, stop it. And she saw the scene transitions. Let's go with, flower. Smile. I'm not picking the corrupted word again. Party. Jump. Ocean. Sugar. Sweet. Bed. Okay, let's see if I can make boop work. Oh, Monica. That was Monica jumping up. Kiss, charm, joy. Oh, that was Monica trying to jump again. Socks, love, sing, mouse, cute, vanilla, heart. And I am going to end this recording for now, so that I can actually write out that poem and share it. See you in just a few seconds. And here's the poem. Love, is this love? My heart dances to see her, a smile in my soul. Don't call her cute, she hates that word. But she's as timid as a mouse. A kiss, a flutter of joy. Sweet, even more than sugar. With her, I feel like I could just jump. I could jump across the ocean. We met at a party. I remember the flower she wore. I remember her turn to sing. I remember her last word on stage. Boop. I slip out of bed and slip on some socks against the cold floor. I see a quaint poster she put up. It hasn't lost its charm. Smell of vanilla. She must be baking. A rather simple poem, just trying to reflect the fact that my character is falling in love with. So, yeah. Though it's, those circumstances are different. So anyway, back to the game proper. And we're back in Doki Doki Literature Club Plus. Literature Club. Why did I keep saying literature without the A? It appears there's a new picture. An unusual poem by Yuri. One of the 3 special poems. Sketch of Sayori's second CG. Cut it out and aligned with the angle of the background. Backgrounds are first rendered in 3D, so some fine adjustments to make the 2D drawing fit seamlessly into the perspective. In Act 1, write all 3 poems for Sayori? Act 1? And I just unlocked it now? I'm gonna say the game glitched. And apparently all 3 poems I wrote were for Sayori.
The play with me scene, that one. I'd heard about that one. It was still shocking. So anyway, time to resume the game. Hi, Naysmith. I've been waiting for you. Are you ready to continue reading? I brought my best tea today.
Monica, I told you not to. Ugh, is she really late again?
Inconsiderate as usual, Natsuki.
Excuse me?
Must you always interrupt my conversations with your incessant yelling?
What are you talking about? You say that like I do it on a regular basis or something. I wasn't just wasn't paying attention, okay? I'm sorry. Screw you, what's gotten into you lately? Look, I did some thinking about yesterday. That's a little more hostile than I meant to be. Guess I really felt threatened or something. If I know this is something we're doing together, another new member wouldn't hurt as long as they're cool. I guess another girl will be nice this time. So,
Natsuki. Nobody cares. Why don't you go look for some coins under the vending machines or something?
Aw man, I'm the last one here again.
Are you practicing piano again?
Yeah. Ha ha ha.
You must have a lot of determination. Starting this club and still trying to make time for piano.
Well, maybe not determination, but I guess passion. It motivates me to work hard for the festival, too. Anyway, Naysmith, what do you want to do today? I was thinking we could...
We already have plans today.
Is that so, Yuri?
That's correct. Naysmith's already engaged in a novel that we're reading together. Aren't you glad I've already gotten him into literature, Monica?
I suppose. I was just... Actually, it doesn't matter. It really doesn't. You guys can do whatever you want.
Yes! Thank you for understanding, Monica. Actually, I have a request. You mind if I make some tea first?
Not at all.
Thanks very much. There's one thing that can make my reading time here any better. A nice cup of tea. Not to mention for yourself as well. Yuri stands up and makes her way to the closet. I follow and watch as she retrieves a small water pitcher from the shelf, the kind with a filter inside. Can you hold this for a second?
Sure.
Yuri hands me the water pitcher and also fetches an electric kettle. I'm going to plug this in at the teacher's desk, then I'll go get some water. She walks past me and sets the kettle down on the teacher's desk. I simply watch her movements. To my surprise, the way she moves really contrasts her speaking mannerisms. Especially because of her long legs, Yuri appears elegant and methodical. Okay, may I have the water pitcher? Thanks, I'll be right back. I might as well walk with you. That's okay. You stay here. It won't take long. Pitcher in hand, Yuri hurries out of the classroom.
Did Yuri leave you again?
No, it's not like that this time. She's just filling up a water pitcher to make tea.
Oh, okay. Sorry for misunderstanding.
For reasons that will be apparent in my next episode, I'm calling this episode for now. Well, plus for how long it's taken. So, thank you all for watching and have a good day. This is the Naysmith, signing out.